Our today recipe is of pumpkin and chicken. We are going to cook it on a fire pit. Start by cutting the pumpkin. It's preferred to use a zigzag cutting design. The zigzag cutting design will make it easier when we are trying to enclose our chicken in it. Why? Sometimes people wonder why I eat pumpkin. There are several health benefits. First, it is a very effective food in boosting immunity because it has high levels of vitamin A and C, which are known to be very helpful in boosting your immunity. Pumpkin is also rich in lutein and beta-carotene, which are very helpful in protecting the skin and the eye. People who suffer from, if you are from a family where people suffer from cataracts, eating pumpkin can reduce the risk. Now we have 2 parts. After the pumpkin has been cut into parts, now it's time to remove the seeds. Seeds can be incorporated in other dishes, but for this case, we have to remove them because we want to feed our chicken inside. But pumpkin seeds are very helpful. They can be used they are high in magnesium and zinc, making them very essential when trying to incorporate healthy ingredients in a family. So we have to remove all the seeds and ensure our chicken fits in. Here we'll try to force the chicken in. It seems to be small, but it will just fit by squeezing it into the pumpkin. This recipe, from the chicken we will have to get protein. And the protein with the several ingredients available in pumpkin makes this among the superfoods you can have for the family. Just a bit of forcing it into it and it will just fit. After it has fit, if it does not fit, you have to cut it a bit and squeeze it in. Another health benefit of pumpkin is weight management because it's high in fiber and it is high in fiber and water content. So it promotes satiety, reducing the appetite, which is one of the aspects in which pumpkin can reduce. Pumpkin can reduce too much fat or being overweight. We chose a smaller pumpkin, but we have decided just to mutilate our meat, but it's okay. Finally, it's almost fitting. Now it has fit. Now it's time to close the top. After closing the top, we have now to cover it in aluminum foil. Here we have to use food grade aluminum foil to cover it. It is essential to cover it this way so that when baking it, the heat can be retained inside to help cook the pumpkin nicely. Now after covering with aluminum foil, we'll have to use more aluminum foil and try to tie the whole bandage together so that it will not become loose when we are cooking. Another health benefit of eating pumpkin is heart health. Pumpkins are known to be very high in potassium, which is essential in lowering blood pressure. The fiber in the pumpkin also reduce body fat because people tend to eat less. Other health benefits of pumpkin is magnesium, which is essential in managing cholesterol. Now we have to cover our pumpkin with wet clay. At least we have to use sticky clay and cover the outer part. The main reason for covering our pumpkin with wet clay is so that The wet clay can control the heat that enters the pumpkin. We don't want to cook it very fast. We want you to cook it slowly so that it can just cook under low heat. It's like baking it. So it's like baking pumpkin on a fire pit. So when we use wet clay, the wet clay will provide the necessary insulation to allow our pumpkin cook slowly or gentle using low heats. So we have to ensure all the parts of the pumpkin have been covered. Okay, another health benefit of eating pumpkin is skin health. Pumpkin is known to have beta-carotene and antioxidants, which are very helpful in combating aging and protecting against UV damage. UV damage can lead to different forms of cancer, but if you can incorporate pumpkin, it can combat them. Now, after making our pumpkin, covering it into clay, now it's time to introduce our pumpkin covered in clay, you can call it clay ball, onto the fire. Just start fire on a fire pit. This is, for our case, this is homemade. Can I call it do it yourself, dye fire pit. Now you have to ensure we cover the fire pit with fire for a consistent period of like 2 hours for pumpkin and the chicken to cook. Use even the branches from your backyard. Any available material that can burn can be used here, or you can use firewood. After it has burned, we have to cover it with rocks, allow it to stay in place for 30 minutes, and then we'll have to check. Now we are checking to see the progress. But from our estimation, it is almost done. It's actually, you can say our food is almost ready. Now it's time to check, but let us check. Remember the wet clay, on the process of cooking, the wet clay will end up drying up and even conducting heat that will cook the pumpkin slowly. It's like baking over low heat. It's essential to use fire gloves to avoid burning. Another health benefit of eating pumpkin is the regulation of blood sugar. There are several studies that have been carried out, and they suggest that pumpkin can help in controlling diabetes due to its effects of reducing blood sugar. Now we have to remove the covers. We have to remove the clay. Remember, this clay is very hot at this point. You have to remove the clay. Then untie the wires before we can remove the foil. Everything now is very hot, meaning our food has baked under the fire pit. It is a very exciting moment at this time, because we are seeing what we have managed to cook. Time to open the pumpkin. Wow, it's yummy. It's already done. From the look of things, the pumpkin is already cooked. It is ready for us to serve. Now it's time to just open it up. It's very soft. The spoon cuts very easily. The meat is very soft and tender, meaning it has absorbed enough heat to cook nicely. Thank you very much for watching to this far. Please let us know in the comment section from where you are watching from, just indicate your city and country. Next time we may give you a shout out. Thank you. Also, please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel. We like to form a community of people where we share different cooking recipes. Thank you and see you in the next video.